This is a guitar, OVS, and it's a guitar in the UK that costs £99.99. It's a Glarry GTL Semi-Hollow with a F-hole, a single coil, and it's also got a humbucker pickup as well. Now, if you search for Glarry Guitars, you'll normally find a couple of videos about this on YouTube. And people start stacking them up against guitars that are £300, £400, £500 against their equivalent, because these are budget guitars and people want them to be better. But this guitar intrigued me because I was looking for an electric guitar and it's got a couple of nice things about it. But there's two things I want to show you. One's about this guitar and something that's completely free that's going to make this guitar a lot better. So first of all, let's get into it. I picked up this colour, which is burley wood. There's a couple of other colours. There's a red, there's a blue, there's another one as well. And it's got like a white scratch board on. And the body is base wood and it is hollow. But if I was to look at the build, it looks like there's 3 panels of wood they've taken and they've put them together. Now that's normal kind of construction for a guitar like this, but when we get to the neck is maple and the actual fretboard is rosewood. That itself is a nice little upgrade on a budget guitar, but something you would expect on a guitar that you would pay more for. Now normally on guitars like this, you would get this kind of pickup on both, or you get a dual. This actually has a humbucker pickup. So when we go over to that pickup, it's going to make it a little bit more of a warmer sound. The tuning nuts themselves are just normal bog standard tuning nuts, and that's fine. But what you have got on here is 6 individual brass saddles for holding the strings. We have a volume and we have a tone, and we can obviously mix between the 2 pickups. And with the guitar, you'll also get the guitar strap, a cheap guitar bag, 1 connecting wire as they call it, which is basically a lead to plug into an amp, a spanner tool for making adjustments, and a plectrum. Now most people call this a budget guitar or a budget bin guitar. What I like to call it is a hobby guitar. But I want to make this hobby guitar a little bit better, but I'm no guitar technician. I'm not going to start ripping this thing apart. I'm the kind of person who just wants to pick it up and play. But like I said before, I've got 2 things to show you that'll make this better. Item number 1, and this is the one you need to change straight away as soon as you buy this guitar: the strings. These are the strings that came with it. As you can see, they are no longer on the guitar because they're absolutely shit. Get off. I spent over 40 minutes trying to tune this guitar and then keep it in tune, and it would just bounce around everywhere. What I'd highly recommend you do is spend another £8 or £9 and get yourself some decent strings. Now I do use the Dario strings. I use the XS series on both my acoustics, and I can get XS for the electric, but what I've chosen today are these. Still Dario, these are the NYXLs. I'm not sponsored by them, I just trust them. The NYXLs are known for keeping their tuning, and also they're pretty strong. So as you can see here, I've gone for the 10x46. Take the time to change the strings. Believe me, this will stop it from being a hobby killer to being a half decent guitar. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a little bit difficult getting the strings actually on the guitar because the bridge plate was a little bit out of alignment from the factory, so I just had to realign that slightly. Just a couple of screws, a couple of Phillips screws, and that was done. But with this guitar, as you can see, the holes are in the back there. You feed the strings through, they come through here and of course go up, and then you actually rest them here on the brass saddles. Now you may know this already, and that's fine. I'm not an electric guitar player and I've never had brass saddles before, so it was a bit of an adventure for me. Now if you've paid hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of pounds for a guitar, it's normally a well-known brand or it's an exclusive brand, and they've partnered with the Dario or Alexa or someone who is a string manufacturer, and then you're going to get decent strings on the guitar already. But I would recommend this for any budget guitar or even low to mid guitar. If you can't keep the tuning, go and invest in a decent set of strings. Now, the second part of this, which obviously is the main reason, is how does it sound? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some examples. I'm going to be playing it completely flat, just going into Garageband on the iPad, and then I want to show you the second thing that is going to make this guitar sound even better. Oh, and by the way, this second thing, it's completely free. And I mean completely free. So what we've got here is we've got the guitar now plugged in to the Arturia Minifuse 2. If you've not seen the review of that audio interface, go and have a look at it. It's a little gem. And we're plugged in by USB-C straight into the iPad. The iPad's doing all the power, and I've got the headphones on so I can hear that. Now ironically, on GarageBand the clean tone is actually on the fun section, so this is just a clean sound. The tone is completely down at the moment, so you're going to get this kind of sound. And if I turn this up, gets a lot brighter. I've got the tone up all the way now, and then what we're going to do is I'm just going to play a couple of chords with the first pickup, and then we're going to go over to the second pickup, and I'll go in between them and merge them. Certainly for me, I prefer the actual mix of the two together. Just a little bit of bright, but keeps it warm. It's quite nice. Now I'm just going to show you a couple of examples using Garageband and Garageband Amps. Now the second thing I said that was completely free, it's going to make this sound a little bit better, apart from my playing of course, is an app called ToneBridge. ToneBridge is completely free and it's community based. What it is basically finding sounds to popular songs and then make it out of one pedal. I'll give you an example. This particular pedal, for example, has been designed in the style of Jeff Buckley for Hallelujah. And I can just turn it off again, as simple as that. Now the cool thing is you can save that and then just recall that whenever you want to. And ToneBridge is brought to you by the same people who make tabs. It's made by Ultimate Guitar. What I love about it is the community aspect, the fact people are just making their tones, submitting them, and then they're here available to you. And of course the people who make ToneBridge are making loads as well. So what I can do is I can actually try and find something. So I'm going to put in Purple Haze, for example. So Purple Haze, Jimi Hendrix. I am no Jimi Hendrix, I'm telling you that now. So we've got the whole song, and we've also got one that's the main riff. So if I was to play this. The other thing about this app is you can open the tab and it'll take you straight to there for tabs from Ultimate Guitars. Now there's even a couple of acoustic ones on here that of course you can plug in your acoustic guitar. So this is Free Fallin' with John Mayer. So but then you've also got Tom Petty's version as well. And then what's really cool is I can add that pedal to a pedal board. So if I actually go over to here and go new pedal board with that on it, with a couple of other things on it as well. Now the cool thing as well is if you don't have a guitar with you and you're using this maybe on the train home, trying to figure out the sounds, what you can do is you can just tap original. And it has a nice little sample there so you can play it and figure out if that's the right sound for you. Tone bridge is so good that I don't think you're going to need any other guitar app out there in the world if you're looking to get started. If you're not sure what pedals to buy, what sequence the pedal should be in, or the actual settings of those pedals, then this is a fantastic option because you're just getting the sound. So verdict time, what do I think of this? Well, there's a couple of things. First of all, get a decent pair of strings and that'll do this the world of good. And the lesson for me is the saddles. I've never had these kind of saddles before, so I need to figure out how they're gonna affect the strings and also make the sound better. Now I'm a rhythm player, so obviously I'm not playing any kind of lead, and when I'm playing I do tend to knock this between the two pickups because I do quite like it in the middle. The tone I just whack up all the way. I don't think there's a lot of variance between 0 to 10 as it were, or 11. And some people who've reviewed these guitars before have said they've seen markings and actual fillers and things like that. I think I've been pretty lucky with this one. I can't really see any major markings on the actual body of it. I have noticed one tiny little mark here, and that's where it was just sanded, but that's it. But other people have actually noticed actual sort of like mini gouges. Haven't really seen that on this guitar. The only thing about build quality is a little bit of roughness around the hole there and just here on the corner, but then of course that's because it's adjustable, and then also on the scratch plate there's just a little bit of pulling and tearing there. But what am I meant to expect for £99? And to be honest, with tone bridge, it sounds okay, it sounds all right. I'm quite happy with it, and what I would advise is go and check it out for yourself. Now there's lots of other reviews on YouTube about this specific guitar and also the other guitars that Glarry make. I just want to thank Glarry for reaching out to me and sending me this guitar. They're not paying for this review, they're not paying for anything, they've just sent me this and said check it out. But my recommendation is a good pair of strings, and if you're not into your pedals yet, a great app like Tone Bridge on the iPad with an audio interface will change the game. If you're just looking for a basic guitar to practice with, or maybe you want to start taking the guitar apart and upgrading it, this is a fantastic option for that. Now to plug the Glarry into the iPad or even an iPhone, you're going to need an audio interface. Have a look at the video that's on the screen right now and we go over this bad boy.